A couple weeks ago, Kanye West announced that he's going to run for president again.
Yeah.
That shit was wild. Whatever. I don't really fuck with it. He also did an interview which sounded like it was kind of uncomfortable to read. I think it's weird that people are like enabling him because I think he is going through some shit right now, and it sounds.
So
really?
Who did the interview? What was the Forbes magazine? Big time Forbes. Low-key, Kanye has an obsession with Forbes.
Like a written?
It was a written interview.
And so what was uncomfortable?
Was it like a lot of quotes?
They're asking bad questions?
No, not at all. It was the fact that he was reading Kanye's responses, and it sounds very manic, very like schizophrenic, and like I don't have the right words for it.
Do you think they took it out of context, maybe?
No, I think he's not
Zuki right now. He's going through something.
Because I've seen him like do an interview recently. I think it was with Zane Lowe.
Yeah, that was not recent. Oh, it was
after the
that was
last gospel album.
Yeah.
He like sounded like
decent.
Yeah, like I understood his reasons behind this album.
Yeah.
Like I don't like it, but
yeah.
I still understood it, and I understood like
you should
like okay, this guy's he's
read it for yourselves. In my opinion, it sounded very familiar to stuff that I've seen people say or like move before they had like breakdowns or whatever. Mental instability. So that's why it made me a little bit uncomfortable, and it feels like it just feels weird to me. Like
on that path?
Yeah. And then you're kind of like pushing it forward. You're like, instead of trying to get him help, you're like, haha. It's like they're laughing at him instead of trying to help him.
Their media company is Forbes.
I know. Could it be that they're kind of trying to paint this picture?
Fuck them. Yeah.
Do you think it could be like just like mass media?
Yeah.
Certain outlets want to paint a picture that he's like ruin his credibility.
Forbes, bro. It's Forbes.
Yeah.
Like just the fact that they're giving him a platform to speak on stuff besides music is like kind of like, and you guys already established that he's batshit. Like that's your narrative that they're running with. Like
I know a couple of years ago he was supposed to do he did a dope interview with Charlamagne a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
My favorite
interview.
That
was dope. Even in that though, you'd see him ask questions. Like Charlamagne did a good job too. He'd ask him questions. You'd see Kanye like think about the proper answer. I don't know what he was, but looked like he was about to answer one thing, but then he thought about it and
realizes the repercussions.
Yeah. It looked he caught him enough times. He'd say something and he'd contradict himself right away, and he'd ask him. Charlamagne would ask him, and then he'd be like, you could tell he was like uncomfortable answering those questions. But
following that, he was supposed to do it again, and then Charlamagne actually pulled out because he's like, I'm not giving him a platform to do like speak on what he's speaking about. Not right now. He needs to get help and shit like that.
Good guy.
So shout out Charlamagne. Yeah, shout out Charlamagne.
Well, at least
that.
Yeah.
Like having the like responsibility and like, you know, whatever. That being said though, aside from all the bullshit, I was listening to everybody talk about his shit, and they're like, yo, this guy hasn't been good at making music since forever. I was thinking about it. Kind of liked all his last albums. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, yo, this guy hasn't been good since like, yo.
You like Ye?
Yeah. It's because everyone who doesn't listen.
You like Ye? Wait, did you guys like Ye? Both of you?
I like Ye, yeah.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's garbage.
It's not a Kanye. It's not a Kanye album.
Because yo, they'll go.
It's still very Kanye.
Not a Kanye album.
It's a Kanye album, and there's songs I like, and it's grown on me a little bit.
People will be like, oh, I haven't liked this guy, and they'll start thinking about it very like super heavy, and then they'll be like, Life of Pablo. I was like, bro, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I know.
That's the last Kanye I felt good. But yeah, realist 2016. That was 2016.
That was 2016. So I guess in theory it's a while ago, but like that's still his new shit. Like it's not like I haven't liked him since.
Do you think that just the whole idea of him speaking about religion and God, like they want to ruin his credibility? They don't want. Do you think it's like a fear of hearing these songs on the radio, like on the part of the media to
radio's done,
like discredit him, or just make his songs like popular, just hear him around? Like they want to ruin his credibility.
They can't stop him. They can't ruin. They can't cancel that guy. That guy is somebody that you can't beat.
One, that's too late, and
He's
nah,
he's done
I don't
too
think
much
radio
to be.
matters.
Even to this point, look how much shit he's done to be canceled. Like he's supposed to be canceled 30 times by now.
But my thing is like that Zane Lowe interview. The reason why, like I was like, okay, this guy has a good head on his shoulders. I was thinking was because like just overall what he was saying.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He seemed like pretty normal in the interview.
Yeah.
But what he was saying was that like the hip hop culture, like he started off talking about how these brands when they're talking about like dripping, they don't respect you as rappers or what you're doing, the clout that you're giving them in the slightest way. They continue to disrespect you, in fact.
Yeah.
But he was like, that culture hasn't, we say that's our culture, but like a lot of these people that are like actually that we're rapping about that we've brought in to our culture, like the different aspects of the culture are not our culture. Bro. And like the idea of like rapping about like trap rapping.
Let's go further back.
Like based on
Polo.
like
this guy put Polo on the map. There's no.
Did he? Kanye?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Shit.
Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren was all Kanye. That was.
They don't give a fuck.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh yeah, yeah.
No, their Polos popping before.
Yeah.
Chill.
No, but he put on like a whole different
crowd. He a resurgent.
Crowd.
Yeah. You can't tell me that Kanye didn't play a big part in that.
Yeah, but he was saying that's not our culture. Even the idea that like trap is like, what is that based on? It's based on like the institutions that were built against you.
Yeah. Nice.
And like Reaganomics. That's like the idea that in a song, like a young man is rapping about trapping to like better his life.
Yeah.
The only option.
Yeah.
And like you turn your back and you criticize him when he dies or goes to jail or does something based on that. It's like that's not our culture, but we bring it on and we perpetuate it as our culture. Yeah. It's like, so why can't I take religion and something that I can mold to like religion, something that can be like,
it's ambiguous, like
depending on how you interpret it, it can be like good for you.
Yeah.
In like all aspects.
Yeah.
Depending on how you interpret it.
Of course.
It's like there you have something that you can adopt as your culture.
Yeah. I think that
that's what his idea behind his gospel album.
Yeah.
He was trying to make that the culture. It was like, it doesn't matter.
No problem with that. I don't think.
Nope.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And I like that got me thinking like that there is like the idea of the culture is like it's a lot of institutions that,
and it can be changed. That's I think that's where he's at, where it's like he's already been able to do that in the past.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to do it again.
Yeah.
He did a generation of like pop rap or whatever, emotional rap. Now if it's a generation of like God rap, that's
he's done it even with like Yeezus. Like that was a difference down and like ushered in a different like mainstream sound.
He could, and if he does it again, I'm not mad at it.
But that got me thinking about how like there are factors at work and play that
are
perpetuating this.
I don't know though. I think more so
and just like how the media portrays certain people.
That's one thing. The portrayal of people, I think, is one thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I think a lot of people don't do interviews for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Because I think too many people are out here for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But
with this guy,
at the end of the day, though, it's about the music and the people who listen to it. And I think if he was in that bag, you're not really gonna be able to cut this guy out.
Yeah.
Because like radio doesn't have to play him ever. They don't have to play him ever. And
that's true.
Everybody's done too much to be canceled, but
that's true.
I don't understand the issue then. So you're saying the media? You guys are saying the media? They shouldn't have highlighted. They shouldn't have done the interview. Period.
No, I think they try to paint him in a certain way.
That's literally every single media outlet. You're painting a picture. That's what you're doing. One person, it's this way, like it's perspective at that point. But what are you saying about this Kanye? Like this article right now should have been published. Like, what's your beef?
I don't think it should have been published. I personally
don't. You're saying Forbes should have said fuck him.
Yeah.
He's going through something right now.
If they're looking out for his best interest, it wouldn't be published.
What's his best interest?
Getting him to a hospital. I think
if that's the case, but I don't think
that's interest right now. Yeah.
I don't think
right now that's okay. Maybe that's what you like. He's going through something. He should be in a hospital. But Forbes, you're sitting in Forbes' position right now. Kanye wants to do an interview with you.
Yeah.
He's going through this.
It's
Clout. He's not himself.
He's in a manic episode, yeah.
So you're saying fuck it.
I'm saying
I would get him to hospital instead of doing an interview. Let me take him to a psychiatric ward.
I would say so. Yeah, I think so. I think in my.
But was this Charlemagne interview? Was this like recent?
No, it was like a couple years. Yeah.
This is Zane Lowe interview. I saw it. Like he was talking about how he.
Recent one.
Yeah, he was talking about how he lost his shits, and then how he's kind of like trying to do better now.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I think that stuff can rekindle or whatever. He could be off his meds for all I know. I don't know.
It could.
I don't read the interview.
How about if he was in his right mind during the interview? Is that impossible for you?
I think that could be very possible. And then
was he like? Could he have been regular Kanye in that interview?
Like questions could be taken out.
Based on what I read, no. Based on what I read, it sounded like you should be cautious of what.
But do you think that, like, based on what you read, there could have been like it's open to interpretation, like, and how specific the questions were, and what he could have been talking about that led to the answer?
For me, like I see Kanye in a different light, and that's been for the last like 10 years. When he said stuff that people didn't admire, whatever, for whatever reason, maybe it's like a false hope or whatever, I believed different things. Like when
you saw the truth in what he was saying, you saw like the root.
Even though he couldn't articulate it well. In certain interviews or whatever, there was stuff like when he was talking about his shoes, I knew from the reason I own these shoes is because he said I want to make these sellable to people. Like I know they're expensive right now, but I want them to be in Payless, and I believe that shit. I truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, I believe that that's what he wanted.
Yeah,
but for whatever reason,
supported. So you didn't get anything from this interview? There's not one little bit where you've seen something and it was like
of all of that.
I've seen a lot. That it's Kanye.
Sure there was that. For sure, there was that in there. He's still a genius. Like I'm not telling you he's not a genius. I'm telling you that needs help. Like he needs probably some medical attention. Even though he has these genius, because even this is gonna be touchy, but fuck it.
Were people talking about did the interviewer say that afterwards? Was that like
no? The interview's out and fucking. This is everybody else reading it, being like, "Yo, this is me having different conversations with different people about how that was an uncomfortable read." Because you can, I don't know, based on
I gotta read it. I want to read it. But what were you saying?
When he did the mega thing, fucked up, weird. It was super confusing. And then out of nowhere, there was he would do little pockets of tweets or information where he would be like, why do I have to vote the Democratic? I don't know shit about politics.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about politics, but he's like,
there's
why?
Points to it. Even the slavery shit, like the mental.
Yeah. I even that.
I said it wrong, but like the
wait, what? Like when he talks about new slaves?
That's hard. No, not when he talks about.
Or like how we're all living in like.
No, that's new.
That's kind of true.
New slaves is different. New slaves, he was kind of in.
No, he was wild.
That's what he talks about a lot of, like when he says like we're all slaves nowadays.
Slaves,
like different things. That's interesting though, because I was thinking. Recently.
Yeah. Go.
This is kind of like far off.
Fuck it.
You know the American Dream?
Yes.
Is it familiar?
Yes.
Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
White picket fence.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everyone wants to be CEO of something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it changes, but there's still like the prospect. People are willing to do things, sacrifice in terms of work now, and just do something to like survive. But they're playing a role in something.
I don't know if that's true.
Not like people are willing to use sacrifice like jobs as like stepping stones.
I think that's our generation, and I don't even know if that's our entire generation. I think that's us.
That's person to person.
No, I think it's more so before. I think it's more so before. Then before you had people not switch their jobs, like people would stick around with their job.
Yeah.
But it's the idea that people are willing to take something in the now, like knowing it's going to be a temporary situation. With
you think I know what changed? You think the biggest why everything, because we have more options now.
Yeah,
the world now it's just our back then it was limited. The options was very limited. It was like, work this job, do this, get food.
Yeah. But it's the idea that you're willing
now
to
we have
sacrifice.
The internet. We've seen so many different ways of living. just on the internet, I could see for what's happening in friggin' some next place in the world.
Yeah.
Once you exposed to all these different things, all these options,
You want more.
that's what causes all these different wants, different needs. That's what the biggest change I think is.
But it's still like the idea of a need. It's like an American dream that you hold up here and you're willing to sacrifice to get that dream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I think that was like, because when you think about like the transatlantic slave trade,
yeah,
it's like you brought all these people over to this country.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, like, what if they were promised like an American dream?
They were. They probably were.
They probably were, yeah.
Sure to get like that, like
to get them off,
get that established that quickly. And then what if like everyone else, like all new immigrants, they go through a process of being like on the outside because it's a melting pot in America.
Yeah.
It's like you're not American, so you're treated like an outsider, and then slowly you get like Italians.
Yeah.
They're like not even considered white, but
Yeah.
slowly
they're different because they're different.
Yeah, even Irish. And then it's always a new group of people. But it's like they're promised a dream and they jump on board and they're like, okay, they see the dream and then they're willing to make sacrifices and then they're assimilated. That's like how you join the melting pot, how you melt.
It's easy for them because of their skin, the color of their skin.
Yeah.
That's what made it easier. Like there's no racism between the Irish and the Italians right now.
Yeah.
The reason is because of the look of the color. It's similar.
Yeah. There's always like there's a built-in.
Easily.
Yeah, there's levels to it though. So if you're colored, then it's like you're even farther out on the outside.
Mm-hmm. What was the point you were trying to make?
Even us, as our parents, like they came here with the idea of opportunity and like a dream.
Okay. Yeah, you could turn off your rigger.
Cool.
Turn off your rigger.
All in my head. One on the one.
Why are there 4 of them?
Wait, sorry.
Disastrous. Didn't answer either one.
Okay. Yo.
It's too much. I was like,
you just said fuck it. You let that shit go for you just kept talking.
You just tried to talk over it like nothing was happening.
What was the point you were trying to make though?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
If you don't mind.
I was just trying to make a point, like when he talks about new slaves.
Yeah. Oh, because they were promised something, and so now they're kind of slaves.
It's not even like new slaves is an interesting way to put it.
Yeah. These people who are promised
Petra is built on slavery.
Are willing to do whatever. Yeah, well, wow.
Petra is built off the backs of people
who
are treated as slaves.
We're promised something, and are working, and we're even falsely hoping for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
that's it, man. What was Kanye? So what were
just real quick.
Yes.
Still, I don't know if this is bad or not, but I remember when he was saying like I don't have to vote Democratic. And then now that's like the new thing. Now 2-3 years later, whatever the fuck, Charlamagne's talking about how I'm not gonna give up my vote. Like you have to work for my vote. I don't have to vote Democratic. You guys hear that Joe Biden shit? That was fucked up.
He said some fuck shit. Like
they're
politicians, bro. They're politicians. I don't give a fuck.
I think
like
yo, I heard like Kanye talk about Kanye when he was talking about like voting for Trump and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like he made sense. He was also talking about like our idea of the culture.
Yeah.
And he was like the Democrats, like they're not on your side. They just appeal to you more. It's an agenda.
Or you don't even know, like you don't even pay, like you should be educated. If you want to vote Democratic, please do.
Yeah.
Don't just do it because you're black or
yeah.
There's no right answer with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now that's like the new thing is like we don't have to vote Joe Biden even if he's not trying to help us. And it's like
they've been saying that before, but yeah, you're right. You see, he brought that.
He was saying that 2 years ago. Like
exactly.
I like that.
You see, there's hidden shits.
No.
The root of a lot of his messages. There's some truth. It makes a lot of sense, but the way he explains it sometimes.
That's smart.
It's because he's given these platforms, and it's like Kanye, like he makes music. That's.
Yeah, and that's not to say that he shouldn't do these other things. That's the other thing. That's not to say like I don't want to hear him talk or I don't think he has good ideas, because I think he has all those things.
Yeah.
If we didn't give him platforms for clothing, we wouldn't have like fire clothing.
Yeah.
So what are you saying?
I think we should leave him some leeway before we draw conclusions about Because I've been surprised. I've been surprised.
I just think that was like a non-humanitarian thing to do.
Jeez, asking questions.
Asking
like,
questions.
is it that bad? Like, he really sounds that off.
Damn.
I'm not gonna say. You guys know who you know who the person in high school that lost their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That when I talked, I spoke to him. I looked in his eyes and I spoke to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the interactions I had with him were the same that I could feel through the text, not even through watching. If I watched it, that would have been weird.
I need to read this.
And it's like, yo,
you think it could have been different though if you watched it?
I think it might have been worse, if we're being honest.
Think so?
But like again, I don't know.
You're comparing it to that?
Like I don't know.
I think they're very.
I'm 100% comparing it to that. I'm 150%
I think so when it comes to interviews.
I think this guy's we're gonna find out that this guy's gonna be in the hospital soon, and I'm just gonna be mad because it's like, why did you guys do that?
I don't know. I think there's so much. Like, I know for a fact that, especially with interviews where it's written in the style of like a question and answer, like they could have been sitting there for 5 hours.
Yeah, it's true.
And the conversation could have went to some crazy place.
Yeah,
they probably could have edited it.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah, so I don't want to. I could never draw a conclusion.
I don't really got an issue with it.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Because
if there was, it's the outlet. They're providing me information. It's not like they're forcing the guy. They don't have a gun to his head and they're changing they're manipulating his words or anything. Yeah. They're giving a perspective. His perspective right now. For all we know, this interview could help. It might not, or it might be exposing him. You could look at it like that, or it could help get us into the brain of Kanye, how he's like what he's feeling right now.
But do you really feel like Forbes?
No, it might not be them personally, but
he's saying
other people are exposed to that, and then they could help or do what they want with that information, you know.
But do you really think that Forbes, like, their intentions were to help him or to better themselves?
Their bottom line was to get an exclusive Kanye interview, get exposure for the brand. That's what their thing is.
It's clout.
Yeah.
But I don't care about what their intentions are. I care about what's the outcome, what benefits come from their actions. That's what I care more about that than their intentions.
I think it's important because, like, with the room for like taking things out of context, that you have to consider their intentions.
And we don't know.
Like, if it was somebody like Charlemagne,
we know exactly.
I would trust
because of this. We don't know another thing.
Yeah, he might be fine. That's the other thing. He might be totally.
We don't know if he's fine. We don't know if Forbes manipulated. We don't know if Forbes knew about we don't know any of that.
Yeah, if it was a different person, let's say, even if it was still written, but like Charlemagne did the interview, I would trust that more than I trust this Forbes interview.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think
think
what does Forbes do for anything that Kanye is into, like hip hop?
I think
it's solely for clout when it comes to them.
I do agree with you.
Their whole brand is about clout, bro. It's who makes the most money every year. That's their brand. Yeah. So you already know what you're stepping into. And Kanye,
that's
true. Weight about Forbes.
That's true.
You hear him talking a lot about Forbes.
Yeah.
Fucking top of the. Anyways, he's rapped about it.
Yeah.
It's a different.
I don't know. Maybe. Brand. I don't know. I just didn't like it. Like I totally see what you're saying.
It rubbed you the wrong way though.
Yeah, but I don't see. Yeah, even if what I'm saying is right, I don't see why he would put himself in that.
No, the point where Hadi's like, "What's the solution?" Like, I don't know what the solution would be. Would it be just to not put that out?
Yeah. Well,
and you're kind of silencing a man who, just because he's different or crazy, you're silencing him, which isn't a W in my mind. Like, I think that's still like a fuck up if you're silencing somebody. But all I know is it was a uncomfortable read. We've seen this guy go crazy before. I don't particularly want him to go crazy ever again.
Ideal.
Yeah.
But he's a person at the end of the day, and he's a big celebrity, big boy celebrity.
Yeah, got all kinds of shit going on. All I know is prayers for Kanye. Shout out to him. Keep doing dope shit if you can.
We could say.
Yeah. Was this interview
take care of your family and friends? Yeah. It was very recent. It was like last week.
Was this
I'm gonna definitely check this
after
out right now.
he
Announced.
announced that he was running for president?
Yes, I think it was like a day or two after. Yeah.
All right.
It looks like a bunch. Anyways.
Yeah, they also like smear campaigns or
Might have
an
been
all season thing.
Yeah.
I heard it's too late. I heard it's too late for him to run.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. That's the other thing. Honestly, though, if I didn't read this interview, I might have voted for that man. No cap. No cap. Let's end it right there.
So okay, but do you think that's a problem though?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
If
so,
you
like,
didn't see that
you could be
interview,
right
you
too.
would have voted for him.
You want an unstable man to be president?
Not anymore.
What?
After I read that interview, no. But
After that interview, we've decided that he's unstable.
Yeah.
And he's not getting your vote as president.
Yeah. So whether it be
Something
smear
fishy's
campaign
going on.
or it could be smear or like a positive thing, because maybe none of us knew and we would have voted this guy in, not having an idea of who he is.
See, we're really
Anyways,
fucking doctors. We turned into doctors.
shout out Kanye West.
That's what they did to Bernie Sanders.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, best album of all time.
GOT.
GOAT.
Yeah, what did
GOT.
Biden drop?
He got it. He got it. What the fuck? He got it. Hey, man.
Greatest of time. Yeah, shout out. Anyways, we'll be back fucking next week probably.
Yes, sir. Easy, boys.
Yo, Ahmed, we're coming by.
It's on time.
We're coming in for a second.
Okay, peace.
Coming to your house.
Yo, no.